What if I told you that Harley-Davidson spent decades building an image, an Indian just showed up, looked at it, and said, "Hold my throttle"? Because that's exactly what the 2026 Indian Scout 60 Bobber feels like. A machine that doesn't ask for your attention, it takes it. And today, we're breaking down every single thing you need to know before you even think about walking into a dealership. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you're gonna find out whether this bike is a genuine game changer or just a pretty face with a price tag to match. Let's start with what hits you first, the looks. Because honestly, you don't look at the Scout 60 Bobber, you experience it. Indian went full aggression with the 2026 design refresh. The blacked out minimalist body, the chopped rear fender, the low slung profile. This thing looks like it rolled straight out of a 1940s custom shop, got a modern engineering degree, and came back angrier. The Bobber styling is clean, raw, and unapologetic. No extra chrome, no unnecessary flair, just pure stripped back attitude on two wheels. And for a faceless, soul-free machine, a production motorcycle, that's saying a lot. The color options for 2026 are dialed in too. Indian is offering some deep, rich finishes that complement the matte black hardware perfectly. Whether you go with the blacked out stealth look or something with a little more personality, this bike photographs like a dream. And yes, that matters, because you're gonna wanna take pictures of it every single time you park it. Now here's where things get really interesting. The engine. The Scout 60 runs a 999cc liquid-cooled V-twin. And before anyone in the comments comes for me, yes, it's a 60, meaning it's the smaller sibling to the full Scout. But here's the thing people get wrong about this bike every single time. This is not a beginner bike wearing a tough guy costume. The 999cc powerplant delivers smooth, tractable torque that builds progressively through the rev range. It's not the kind of power that slaps you in the face on the first twist. It's the kind that earns your trust and then quietly surprises you when you need it. In city riding, it's composed and easy to manage. On an open highway stretch, it pulls with real confidence. The 2026 refinements bring improved throttle response and smoother fueling compared to its predecessor. Indian has clearly been listening to rider feedback, and it shows in how the bike communicates through the throttle. It doesn't feel like you're operating machinery, it feels like a conversation between rider and machine. Speaking of conversations, does anyone else talk to their motorcycle? No, just me? Moving on. Let's talk ergonomics, because this is where the Bobber either wins you over completely or where you start to have second thoughts. The riding position is classic Bobber. Low seat height, forward-ish foot controls, and a handlebar setup that puts you in a relaxed, slightly leaned back posture. For riders in the 5'5" to 6' range, this bike fits like it was made for you. If you're on the taller side, you might feel a slight compromise in leg comfort on longer rides, but nothing that a quick accessory swap can't solve. Now here's something that doesn't get talked about enough: the suspension. Indian fitted the Scout 60 Bobber with a setup that's firm enough to feel connected to the road, but forgiving enough that you're not getting your kidneys rattled on every highway expansion joint. For a Bobber-style bike, a category that sometimes sacrifices comfort entirely for looks, this is a genuinely impressive balance. And the brakes? Dual-channel ABS comes standard. In 2026, that's not a luxury, that's the minimum expectation. Indian delivers, and the bite is confident and progressive. But here's where I need to pump the brakes, pun absolutely intended. No bike is perfect, and the Scout 60 has a few things you need to know about before you hand over your money. First, the wind protection is essentially zero. This is a naked, stripped-down Bobber. If you're planning cross-country touring, this is not your bike. At highway speeds, you will feel every single mile per hour pushing against your chest. Plan accordingly or invest in riding gear that works with the wind. Second, the stock seat. Look, Indian kept it minimal for the aesthetic, and I respect that. But after about an hour in the saddle, you will know the seat is minimal. This is one of the first things most Scout 60 Bobber owners upgrade. Budget for it. Third, and this is the one that might matter most to a big chunk of you watching, the price. The 2026 Indian Scout 60 Bobber sits in a range that is firmly in the premium cruiser category. You're not paying Honda Rebel money here. You're paying for the Indian badge, the quality of finish, and the engineering behind it.
Whether that's worth it to you comes down to what you value in a motorcycle. And that, right there, is the real question, isn't it? Here's the thing that makes this bike genuinely compelling beyond the spec sheet and the styling. It's the feeling. Motorcycles at this price point live or die by how they make you feel when you're on them. And the Scout 60 Bobber has something that's genuinely hard to manufacture: presence. When you're riding this bike, people notice, not because it's loud and obnoxious, but because it has a visual identity that is completely its own. In a segment crowded with look-alike cruisers, the 2026 Indian Scout 60 Bobber has a point of view. It knows what it is, it knows who it's for, and it delivers on that promise with a level of fit and finish that justifies the Indian name. For riders who want a mid-displacement cruiser that looks custom, rides with confidence, and carries a brand legacy that goes back over a century, this bike absolutely belongs on your shortlist. For riders who need long-distance comfort, maximum wind protection, or a larger displacement engine, Indian's own lineup has options that might serve you better. But before you make any decision, there's one more thing I haven't told you yet. The 2026 model year brought a specific update that a lot of coverage has glossed over, and it's something that actually changes the ownership experience in a meaningful way. We're going to dig into that, along with real-world riding impressions in an upcoming video right here on Motometrics. Because the spec sheet only tells you so much, the road tells you everything else. If this breakdown helped you understand the 2026 Indian Scout 60 Bobber better, you're going to love what's coming next. Hit that end screen right now to watch our next video where we go deeper into what it's actually like to live with this machine day to day. Real riding, real roads, real talk. We'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there and keep the rubber side down.